So I watched the Cruella trailer earlier on today. Um, it's just some of my thoughts on it. I thought it was really interesting. I'm actually a big fan of Cruella Deville and all the Disney villains. I'm a big Disney villain fan, so I was really happy to see that they were making a Cruella Deville movie. I saw the first Maleficent movie after seeing Sleeping Beauty over and over again when I was a kid. Um, I had mixed feelings about Maleficent. I didn't really understand. I didn't know going into it they were making it into like a feminist thing, um, which I've always been a feminist, but like I was hoping more something more originally close to the original Sleeping Beauty. Um, as far as like that's what I wanted the Maleficent just to focus on how evil she was, but then I was like, oh, okay, so they're doing something completely different. And then I didn't watch the second one, but I think I should watch the second Maleficent because Maleficent is how you say it, because I think I'd like it more now that I'm older, more mature. I think it's something you have to be mature to appreciate um, what they were doing in Maleficent in the 2014 Maleficent. I was kind of confused because I'm a huge Disney fan, and I was like, "What are they doing?" But now looking back, I understand more what they were doing. In Cruella, I'm really excited about. I saw the trailer. I really like the trailer. It looks like they're trying to go more in the Maleficent direction, changing from what was a truly evil character into more of a what's the word? Like the guy from Breaking Bad. They're not exactly him, but like they're trying to make him more like they're trying to make Cruella into an anti-hero, which that's what they did with Maleficent. They made Maleficent an anti-hero, from a villain to an anti-hero. Not a hero, but not a well, sort of like hero, but not like a, I don't know, not like a villain. Not trying to murder some 16-year-old, or not trying to. I'm guessing in the new Cruella, she's going to be not trying to skin a bunch of 101 Dalmatians. I'm guessing it's going to be a different story, because it's probably going to take the theme of the original but change the story. Keep the theme, change the story. And a lot of the same concepts probably keep. Because the whole thing with Cruella is she's she's intimidating. And I talked to my mom a couple hours ago, and my mom's dog was barking over the phone, and I was like, "Oh, I know why she's barking. I know why her dog's barking. It's because the new Cruella trailer just came out, and just the name Cruella makes the name Cruella makes dogs bark, and that's what happened in the trailer. Was the dogs were barking when Cruella walked by, because I think Cruella's intimidating, and I don't know what she's gonna do in the new movie, but I want to see it. I don't know when I'll see it, but I probably won't see it for a few years because I'm not that passionate about most movies. I don't really care, but I watch a lot of the big trailers that come out. This was the big trailer that came out this week. Looks really good. Emma Stone looks really good in it. I think Emma Stone is like my age. I think she's like my age. But yeah, I guess she has white hair on half her hair and black hair on half the other side of her hair. So she looks like a villain, how a villain should look. And the thing is, I was always a huge fan of the Disney villains growing up. I was a huge fan of Disney movies, but specifically the villains, because I thought they were so interesting, how charismatic they were, and cool they were. Like I at the Disney store at my mall, they had a book where they just had the villains, and you can mix and match the villains like Ursula and Jafar and Scar, and you can take their different parts of them and flip the page over and mix and match the villains together and make new villains. And I was always super into Disney villains. But anyways, Cruella. I hope it's good. I hope it's a good movie, but it's not. I don't know what to think about it because it's not like the original Cruella. The original Cruella wanted to skin 101 Dalmatians for their fur, so that she could have fur coats, which was a terrible thing, absolutely terrible. Not that I want to see that. I don't want to see bad things happen. It's just that it's just interesting how she's probably not going to do that in the new movie. It's probably about something else. It probably takes place in, I guess, the 1948 London, which is, I think, when the original, or 1949 London, which is the original, took place in. That's what it looks like it takes place. Which I love that setting. That setting is so beautiful. Yeah, they could do that setting as much as they want in movies. I would be happy. And the late 40s London, I mean, they were recovering from war, so it's not like it's that romantic. But I think The Crown takes place partially in that time period. But the Netflix show The Crown, I was watching that recently. I haven't finished the first season, but anyways, Cruella, it should be interesting, and like they're taking all these classic Disney villains and they're making them have like alternate stories, or I guess the ones who can have alternate stories, maybe some of them, like Scar. You couldn't give Scar some other alternate stories, but specifically the women who who trying to find the words here. Well, there's a classic trope. Okay, there's a classic trope of the witch, and Maleficent fits perfectly into the classic trope of the witch, and that's why with Maleficent they wanted to turn the tables and say, oh well, it's there are good witches, there are good people with supernatural powers who can do good fairies, and Maleficent, the good fairies were actually the bad fairies, and Maleficent was actually the good fairy, which is really weird. But anyway, there's a trope of witches, and they turn the tables on the trope in Maleficent, and show that. But anyways, not that Cruella is a witch. I'm not saying Cruella was a witch, but she's just her name, Cruella Devil, Cruel Devil, is an interesting name. It's just like I don't know. It's just, I think of Disney movies as like fairy tales. I think of them as like, I don't know how to put it, like modern day folklore. I think of Disney movies as like modern day folklore, and Cruella I just Cruella de Vil. I mean, I feel kind of bad because they're changing what is. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking out loud. I feel kind of bad that they changed what the character was, but at the same time, I think it could be good, and I appreciate the Maleficent movie more now that I'm older. now I think about what they were doing with it. They're yeah, it makes more sense when you think about it. But do I have anything else to add? Cruella de Vil. Just the name Cruella de Vil. This gives you chills, doesn't it? Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. Da 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 da. Cruella. Cruella de Vil. I watched 101 Dalmatians so many times when I was a kid. So many times. I watched all those movies a bunch, and it means a lot to me. Those movies mean a lot to me. They, I don't know. I care about the stories so much. So yeah, Cruella de Vil. I probably shouldn't sing that on here because I might get copyright striked. Not that I'm monetized, but I shouldn't even sing that song because it's dangerous. Just the words just gives me chills. Anyways, I'm gonna go. So I'm excited. I thought it was cool. The trailer was cool. I don't know if it was special effects or just actual set design, how they made it look like 1949 London. That's as good as gets, man. That's whatever they do with these Disney. They make huge budget special effects to make it look really good, and Disney does a good job. You gotta admit, they put a lot of money into the Aladdin movie. They put a lot of money into the Cinderella. They invest a lot into these movies. They're big budget affairs, and they do a good job. I probably think The Jungle Book is my favorite of their modern adaptations. I feel like The Jungle Book was really good, specifically because I like seeing Black Panthers walk around, and I like seeing all the animals in 3D. And I think The Jungle Book was my favorite of the recent Disney adaptations. But the others were good too. People knocked Beauty and the Beast, but no, the Beauty and the Beast wasn't as good as the original. Not nearly as good as the original because it just copied it. Because at first they were like, "Oh, are we gonna have music? Are we gonna sing the songs?" And then like, I guess we have to sing the songs because the test audience was like, "Where's the music?" And then they just put the music back in last minute, and so you have like Emma Watson singing. But the Beauty and the Beast was, they didn't really know what they were doing with it, but I still liked it because it's Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is like maybe my favorite Disney movie, so I'll take anything I can get. They could do it again in a few years and just try to do a better job, make it more surreal, make it more, do a better job with the 3D animation, do something more interesting, add a different spin on it, add different lighting. They can always change these stories. They don't have to just do them once. It's not like, oh, they messed up. No, they could do it again in 5 years. They do, they do different stuff all the time. They did a bad job in the movie Emma in 1996, and then they do a good job with Emma in the year 2020. So they can just do a different job like 15 years later. They can completely change it. It's not hard. Disney has all the money in the world. All the money in the world. They can make whatever they want. So I think eventually they are going to make a better Beauty and the Beast movie, live action. They could do animated too, but I'm talking about live action. And then, they can do all these over and over and over again. They could do sequels or whatever if they want to. But I'm excited. I'm glad they're making these. I'm not like a big Marvel superhero person, so when I was a teenager I was, but now I'm just tired of superhero movies. I'd rather have something more fairy tale type deal. Because as a kid, I really like fairy tales, and then I like superhero movies when I was a teenager, and then I like fairy tales again because I don't. Anyways, okay, so that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.